Well, Black and White Network, things are not looking good for Beijing Biden, man. When it comes to the border, man, and I truly do believe in November, the border situation is going to be the undoing of Beijing Biden. Now, all of a sudden, guys, I find it very, very interesting now because Joe Biden said that he needed Congress to actually do anything on the border. This man lied to the American people when he said he had no power whatsoever to do anything on the border. But all of a sudden now, what are we, 4 or 5 months away from the election? He uses his executive power to not really stop illegal immigration, but once it actually reaches a certain number each day, I believe something like, what was the number? 2,400 or 1,400, something like that, then they can actually shut down the border. In other words, guys, he's going to still allow thousands of illegals in every day. But once it actually reaches a certain number, then he'll shut it down just for that day. Then it actually restarts the next day. So the illegal immigration, guys, is not stopping at all. Not stopping at all, man. And when it comes to the polls, man, Trump is dominating Biden on the border. I mean, even Democrats know that Trump is better on the border than Biden. Now, Joe Biden has inflation to deal with too, man. He is losing on all the major issues, guys. Every single one of them. No one should be casting a vote for Joe Biden. I mean, when you actually have a progressive administration and everything is just crumbling, man, you should not be voting for progressives. You should not be voting for Democrats, man, because this is the core of the Democrat Party now. I mean, the Blue Dog days are way gone, man. Way gone. These are not Bill Clinton Democrats. These are not the old school Democrats. They don't exist anymore, really. They don't exist. I mean, the one guy that you can actually say is an old school Democrat, he's actually retiring. I'm talking about Joe Manchin. He's leaving from West Virginia. By the way, he may be actually running for governor. I don't know. But boy, when it comes to this new poll here, this is a CBS poll, folks. A CBS poll. They were left shocked at the number of Americans that want every single illegal alien deported. I'm talking about every single one of them. This poll is an eye-opener, man. And a CNN reporter, CBS reporter, is left shocked that Americans do not want illegal aliens in this country. Let's get into it, guys. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, become a channel member live stream every single Friday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. If you watch on Rumble, click the join button to get access to the same thing. So here we go, guys. Check this out. 62% of Americans back mass deportations of illegal immigrants. CBS YouGov poll. And by the way, guys, 53% of Hispanics back this. And Hispanics have been going towards Trump. Legal American Hispanics do not want illegal immigration. Black people either, man. We've seen the black people in Chicago, man. They are furious. The black people in New York City, they are furious with the Democrats putting these illegals in their communities, taking up their resources in their schools. Remember this past winter, man, there was a winter storm, and I'm not necessarily sure if it was a winter storm, but it was very, very cold. And Eric Adams kicked the students out of their own schools for illegal aliens. Yeah. And it's going to backfire, guys. It is backfiring here. It says here, a new poll has revealed that the majority of Americans support instituting a new government program to deport mass numbers of illegal immigrants from the U.S. as the border crisis under Beijing Biden continues. Yeah. 62%, guys. According to a new poll from CBS News and YouGov, 62% of American voters, these actually registered voters, folks, would support a new measure to deport illegal immigrants who have entered the country. The majority of Hispanic voters also supported this action at 53%. Among other statistics found in the poll, Trump was up in a head-to-head matchup against Biden at 50 to 49 points within the margin of error, and 1% said someone else. 49% of registered voters said that a second Biden term would see an increase in the number of illegal immigrants coming into the country, while just 5% said the same of Trump. Now, I'm curious about these 5% of people who actually said if Trump was in control right now, that it would be worse. I'm curious about that. A total of 2,063 adults in the United States were polled, with 1,615 of those being registered voters. The margin of error was 3.2% among all who responded and 3.8% among registered voters. The poll was conducted June 5th through 7th. So pretty much, guys, just last week, a few days ago. It was also revealed that supporters of Trump are voting for him because they like him as the nominee at 54% and want to oppose Biden at 34%. In contrast, now this is bad for Biden right here. 54% said they were voting for Biden because they dislike Trump. And 27% said they were voting for Biden because they liked him. Nobody likes Joe Biden, man. Nobody likes Joe Biden. Wow. But we need to jump over here, guys, because look here. Margaret Brennan of CBS, absolutely stunned and shocked by this poll, man, where 62% of people said mass deportations for all illegal aliens. And Trump has been campaigning on that. I mean, it's going to be a massive task, man, because we know that the Never Trumpers and the Democrats, man, they're going to be opposing him. But hey, if you come into this country illegally, you should be gone. Let's listen into this, guys.
You know, we have a lot of the campaign rhetoric speaking of what people say they would do. You've seen the Trump campaign talking about mass deportations. We tested that in a general way in principle. Would you support a new government program that would deport all people living in the U.S. illegally? And that finds majority favor. That finds 6 and 10. It's strongest among folks who are MAGA. It's strongest among Trump supporters, but also from some Democrats as well.
Yeah. Like I said, Democrats are on board with this too. We have seen these Democrat voters in Chicago. Some of them may be actually flipping to Trump. They don't want those people there. The same New York, man.
And I think that that speaks to the general idea, not just that people see the border as a crisis, but also where we are in the campaign, where a lot of very dramatic or new proposals out there are finding favor here.
So unpack that a bit, because this 62% of Americans favor deporting all undocumented immigrants. So Homeland Security says that President Biden has already deported or repatriated more people in the past year than any year since 2010.
But here's the thing, though. Joe Biden has also let in a record amount of illegal aliens into this country that we have never seen. We've never seen. So there's still a massive influx, man. I mean, Joe Biden is off the charts with the number of illegal aliens he's actually let into this country. And the majority are staying.
And then depending on the details of what's talked about on the campaign trail, some of what Mr. Trump talks about could be illegal. It doesn't seem practical in some sense to round up children. And then we know that the courts have questioned whether.
Okay. Children here illegal also as well. They should go back to with their parents. If those people are truly their parents, they all should be deported as well. If they're not their parents, then they still need to be sent back to the country that they came from as well.
Their local authorities would have the ability to do it, and federal authorities don't have the resources. So what exactly do people think they're supporting?
Well, when you measure public sentiment on this, or really just about any policy, you're getting a sense of direction. You're getting broad brushstrokes. But those kinds of details, well, that's often up to the legislatures and the courts later on. We tested even the idea of should local law enforcement be involved in this? And a lot of folks do say yes. Again, The details of that, the specifics, you're not going to pick that up in an aggregate public opinion.
They weren't tracking the Supreme Court decisions.
Undoubtedly not. But look, it does tell you, though, for the viewer watching this campaign, that what we're seeing here connects to whether it's the courts, what some people say is the politicization of the courts, these ideas of mass deportations, etc. We are in a different era in which a lot of folks say the system as a whole is not working. And all of these, if you connect the dots through them, are part of that reaction against it, which explains some of that general sentiment for some of these policies.
It's really just kind of a do something.
So there you have it right there, man. There you have it right there. The American people reject open borders. These people, man, they got to go. They got to go, man. They should not be here. If you cross into this country illegally, you are a criminal. You are a criminal, man. It is just that simple, man. You are a criminal if you cross over into this country illegally. Now, if I went to your country illegally, guess what? I'm a criminal too. And I should be deported as well. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And we will catch you next time.